Looking at the city, you might be reminded of Qatar or Dubai or some of the big skyscraper cities in the Gulf states, and you would probably think that this was built by oil money. And you would be correct, but not by our oil money. We don't have oil here. This city is Batumi in my country of Georgia, and my home country happens to be known for a lot of things. Playboy Cardi, inventing wine, being beautiful, good food, and having the most dictators worldwide per capita, secretly ruling the world. This city resembles Dubai so much they were even planning to build artificial islands on it. You see, just a couple years ago, Batumi was literally just a small village. But then, Georgia became independent. We had the Rose Revolution, so the country became open to foreign investment. And yeah, please, give me that American and European money. Our economy was so open that there were plans for a fucking Trump Tower to be built in Batumi. Here is Donald Trump with the ex-president of Georgia, Saakashvili, and it was supposed to be a 47-story tall building with a view of the Black Sea coast. But it got cancelled after Trump got elected. But what did not get cancelled were all these other skyscrapers, and the settlement went from a tiny town/village to it being the second biggest city in the country with the top 4 tallest buildings in the country, all being in Batumi. And because of its humid subtropical climate, the flashy skyscrapers, the nice boulevard, and the Black Sea, it has become a huge spot for tourism. This city gets crowded during summer. And as I like to say, they just be building anything in this city. There are a ton of development projects, and most of them do not look like your traditional buildings. The Eastern European tradition is to build buildings that look somewhere around this. Today's sponsor is Private Internet Access VPN. You know a VPN company is good when they get banned by authoritarian dictatorships for not complying with their monitoring policies. You already know what a VPN is. You want to browse the internet safely without being censored or looked at by your government, and also while being protected from hackers and the like. Just switch to any of these countries with a click of a button, and this is very useful since nearly every single country has some sort of internet restrictions on websites. Canadians can't view news through Instagram, and you're not allowed to watch Django Unchained or Joker on American Netflix. What the hell, man? These are literally me movies, and you're not allowing me to watch literally 1984. Because if I'm paying for Netflix, I'm getting the whole catalog. And it's available on all platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, and you can use one subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices at the same time. You can go on piavpn.com/Gattsu to get 83% off and get 4 months free on top of that. Signing up for private internet access is risk-free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support. Thank you, Private Internet Access VPN, for sponsoring this video. You the goats. But this city decided to take a different approach, and you see construction projects that look like this. The skyscrapers, while being cool, are not as quote-unquote cool as the one in the United Arab Emirates. But honestly, they're way cooler than European ones, since every European city ever just decided to copy the skyscrapers from Frankfurt, making them look so boring. However, we have two things they don't have: a very good location, and being located in between Europe and Asia, we can get all the tourists. So because of Batumi's good location, this city has went through some shit. Every 3 years, the Ottomans invaded us to take Batumi. Bro, leave me alone. The city was so contested throughout history. At one point, even the UK owned it for a year, just for the fuck of it. What are we even doing here? So because of its proximity to Turkey, we also get a lot of tourists from there because gambling is banned in Turkey. However, they can just go to their nearest airport and fly to Batumi and gamble as much as they want. Also, we had a lot of Turks coming in because Erdogan, an ethnic Georgian and leader of Turkey, devalued their currency so much. Turkey became the most expensive place to buy an iPhone. Where normally in the United States an iPhone would cost $800, in Turkey it costs $1,800. Freeze! So a lot of them just came to Georgia to get it for cheaper, where the newest iPhone costs $910. So they can literally just fly to Batumi, get a hotel, eat some khachapuri, like, damn, this shit good as fuck. Go rest at the sea, buy an iPhone, take some cool pictures with the iPhone they got, and then fly back to Turkey. And all that would be like $600 cheaper than if you just bought an iPhone in Turkey. And also, they can be degens. So for Turks to fly to Batumi, gamble, and be a little degen for a very cheap price is a very good deal. What you must have noticed is that Georgia is not a rich country by any means. It's not as rich as the United Arab Emirates. Yet, we still didn't use slave labor to build our skyscrapers. Really makes you think. So these new buildings that are going up, they look very cool, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, they are so expensive. Like if you take Alliance Centropolis, one of the buildings, apartments in this building are selling for a lot. For example, a one-bedroom apartment here can go up to $275,000 and two-bedroom can go up to $384K. This is a lot of money, generally for international standards, but especially for Georgian standards. So it's clear that this city is just built to attract investors and tourists with its flashy skyscrapers, the sea, the nice boulevard, and etc. So the question is, who is buying all this? Honestly, it's just everyone who thinks it's gonna be a good investment, because I highly doubt people are paying $400K to live in this city. Georgians definitely aren't, because there aren't a lot of Georgians slinging that kind of money around for a two-bedroom apartment not in the capital. Although most apartments here are still owned by Georgians, whether through they got it by inheritance from the USSR, or they just don't buy these fucking flashy skyscrapers and they just buy normal buildings, which are actually decent priced. Actually cheaper than the capital too. Along with this, what I can 1000% confirm is that a lot of the investment in Batumi is from Russians, because having a Russian passport really limits you on where you can go and stuff, and Batumi is a very nice place for them to go because they have the sea and stuff, and it's very hot, very humid, very nice weather. So a lot of the investment in both small businesses and real estate comes from Russians either trying to leave their country or just have a place to go somewhere nice during the summer to rest. Because as the meme is, you know, Russians don't have many warm water ports where they can go, and a lot of them just come here for the summer or just move here.
We are not gay, you brainwashed idiots. Sucking dick is the normal punishment for those who have misbehaved or behaved inappropriately towards comrades in arms. When I served in 1975-1991, we also practiced this. We would put a dick on the lips of those who let the team down. I myself was the recipient of such a punishment several times, such as reporting to seniors when the others were using telephones on weekdays or being in the mess hall after lights out. This is a common practice with nothing to do with gayness like you in the West do.
This was the case even before the Russo-Ukrainian war started, but especially now, literally like 80% of the people I saw in Batumi were Russians. So I surely hope Putin does not come up with his strategy of we need to protect the Russian-speaking population in X place and invade again. But since he is a master strategist and has a part of his country currently occupied, I think that isn't gonna bother him too much. There are some problems with the city though. First of all, you look at the news, light rain in Batumi. Then the city looks like this. Where the fuck is the drainage system? What is it with these skyscraper cities and not building a drainage system? Burj Khalifa needs poop trucks and Batumi needs storm drains. Because anytime it rains for 2 hours, the entire city is just leveled. And also, getting in and out of Batumi is like LA traffic, especially in the summer, because there are literally only 2 one-lane roads that go through the entire city. And those are the main roads which everyone uses to get in and out of the city. The good thing is that we actually have pretty nice trains. The good thing is we actually have... The good thing is that we have pretty nice trains running from the capital, but the train drops you off outside the city, so you still need a car to actually get in. For example, in Tbilisi, the train goes from like the middle of the city, and right next to the train there is a metro, which is very useful. But here, it drops you outside of the city, so you are forced to get a taxi, which just adds to the cars on the road, and it results in infinite traffic. I was there with Hoser, and we just got out and started walking in the middle of the road because these cars aren't going any faster than us. Might have just walked to the train station. One infrastructure I really like in Batumi is of course the fact that you can just get there with a nice train in a reasonable amount of time. But also, they have this big boulevard where you can just walk, cycle, rent a scooter, and overall, the city is extremely walkable. As you can see, there are not many roads, and the roads that are there are pretty small. Very European cobblestone roads, and I beg big ass roads like, you know. This city is way more walkable and way more chill than the capital of Georgia, where all you hear all day is fucking cars honking. It's not as walkable and it's just so loud all the fucking time for no reason. Get these cars off the road, bruh. The main benefit this city has over Dubai is that it's not in a desert and it does not need artificial rain, as we made clear. Because of this, it has an actual natural beauty instead of whatever artificial islands were supposed to be. So it's way more sustainable. Dubai takes up so much resources just to pretend to be a real city. AC everywhere because the weather there is unlivable, and constant use of water to make some stuff green, like gardening and landscaping. The UAE has one of the highest water consumption rates per capita in the world. 550 liters of water a day, while some say it could reach around 600, just so they can force their city to have greenery and keep pretending that it's a real city. And this number is insane because even Saudi Arabia only uses 350 liters of water a day, since it's not fair to compare to Europe where water and greenery are plenty. But because Batumi has the benefit of being in a humid subtropical climate, this is not an issue and you get a very nice botanical garden and extreme humidity. Listen, man, I've been in 40 degrees or 104 Fahrenheit in dry cities, and Batumi, with its 25 degrees or 77 Fahrenheit, had me sweating like I had to spend 48 hours with Diddy. But Miami has the same climate and people seem to be enjoying being there, I guess. I don't know, all I know about Miami is that the most misogynistic people in the world and crypto bros are there, and if Batumi turns into that, I'm crashing out on IG Live. Also, this is the city that invented the amazing dish of khachapuri, so honestly, being tired after swimming and then going to eat khachapuri is an amazing feeling, because most likely you will also go back to your hotel and sleep or try and walk it off because it's such a heavy dish. Cheese, bread, and an egg, just big and greedy. And also, I hadn't swum for a bit and I was in Croatia swimming and I was like, damn, I can actually swim pretty well. See, that was the Aegean Sea. The Black Sea will kick your ass. Swimming in the Black Sea is like fighting against the water, but the water is Alexander Usyk and you're a child with asthma. Maybe it was the weather, but honestly, anytime I've swum in the Black Sea, it has kicked my ass, and I'm sure the 1.7% of my Australian viewers will not have an issue though, just in general, swimming anywhere. Like and subscribe and goodbye.